Hi, this is a holistic travel nurse. Thanks for listening or watching it on YouTube or checking this out on my YouTube or checking on my Instagram, wherever you are seeing me or hearing me. Thank you for listening. Okay, so this episode, I've been doing a whole series on weight loss because I've been conquering the scale. Woo, woo. Anyways, and so I want to educate you about your body. This one is going to be about your liver. Let's not make it overcomplicated as it is. And I learned in college, but let's simplify and let you understand a little bit about your body, a little bit about your liver. So your liver sits in your abdomen on your right upper quadrant, right upper side. Quadrant meaning if you were to split your stomach into four sections and your right side, left side, upside, right below the rib cage, there's your liver. It's actually one of the biggest organs in your body. And it's crucial. It's crucial to take care of. You know why? Every single year, someone dies accidentally over an accidental overdose. And I've seen this in healthcare many, many times. This is why I have this channel. This is why I speak. This is why I give you knowledge so that you can pass this along to somebody else who doesn't understand. But let's make this simple because this is important stuff, especially when it comes to weight loss. What does your liver have to do with weight loss? So let's just talk about a little bit of anatomy and physiology and all the things your liver does, okay? And if I'm looking down, I'm looking at my notes so I don't sidetrack everything I want to make sure you understand. So remember, it's the largest organ. There are three lobes for your liver. It is great because actually people that have liver transplants can get like just part of a liver sometimes and then be able to survive with that and not needing the whole organ. Anyways, that's a side note. Um, so your liver will store iron. It's necessary for life. You couldn't live without it, of course, but it stores iron, helps with hormone balancing. So if you've not stayed tuned, I'm going to have some experts on in when it comes to hormones and weight loss because it's really hormones is where it's at when it comes to weight loss. It's not calories in and calories out anymore. It's all about hormones. And your liver is a huge, huge part in balancing your hormones, and you didn't even think about that. It produces factors for your immune system, regulates blood clotting, which is just a huge, huge piece of what it does, makes bile, makes glucose if it needs to, glucogenous. It's like this high factory complex garbage disposal plus manufacturing thing in your body. So it's a chemical plant where every single thing that's in your blood or everything you take in your body, well, that gets into your bloodstream is going to be taken care of within the liver. We call it first bypass, second bypass of where it's at because a huge portion of blood is going to your liver, like 1.4 liters of blood a minute is going to your liver continuously in two different directions, one from your heart and then another one from your intestines. Not just feeding the liver, but it also makes sure and processes like all the proteins. It has to break them down to smaller components so you can use it. Then it's breaking down things in the toxins, just everyday things that we're actually doing, or toxins that we're being exposed to, certain medications, to things you're breathing in. Many of those things it has to break it down and then get into a smaller way, like maybe becoming more fat soluble, break it down into smaller so that it can get excreted by the kidneys. And other ways they get excreted in your gut. So those are where your toxins. If not, your body will actually store them in your fat cells. So these are all these incredible things that your liver will do. Converts ammonia, and remember all about your proteins, so your ammonia and all that stuff so that it will make things into smaller particles and then be able to discrete it or place it where it needs to be. So I have a little book and we'll just talk about a little there's like three phases of detoxification in your body, your liver. So your liver is first called the first conversion phase. It's where toxins enter your body and convert into substances that can be excreted through bile and your digestive process by your liver. So that's just like phase one. Or they break it down again smaller, and then your kidneys will get rid of them. Most toxins enter, like I said, more fat soluble and then be transformed. So they're like this. You can think of a manufacturing plant within the organ, all those amazing cells and lobes of what they do within your body when it comes to those. Also, free radicals. We make free radicals, and the free radicals are components um, that can cause damage in our body. It helps balance that out. So, everyone talks about amazing antioxidant support, antioxidant support, antioxidant support. That's because we already make these free radicals, right? And they can cause, if they get too many in your body, will cause damage in areas. So your liver has a component of dealing with that. It makes glutathione a most powerful antioxidant in your body. You want your body to making those things. It's not great to also support it with antioxidants such as an essential oil or healthy foods and phytochemicals and plants that help with that process, but you want your body to doing it. So research suggests that proper nutrition is quite needed when it comes to your liver function. Consuming enough antioxidants, B vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin D, carotene is crucial, and especially in phase 1. Phase 2, that is where toxins are neutralized and prepare for excretion. So phase 2 metabolizes the free radicals in forms of phase 1, preparing to exit for the body. Both of these rely a lot on enzymes. This all relies on a massive enzyme and this amazing stuff that's going on automatically within your body. You have no control over everything that's happening with this part of your body. Research suggests that certain amino acids and certain phytochemicals, especially plant-based things and vegetables, and certain vegetables can actually help with phase 2. So that made me really think when we were going keto, if you go keto and you don't eat any vegetables, or if you're going carnivore and you don't eat vegetables, is it important to supplement? In my opinion, it is. Also, getting the best source meat, they're eating great vegetables, so they're going to get your substances and those nutrients that you absolutely need just for your liver functioning to function correctly. So phase 3 is your elimination phase. This is now where it's broken it down to these water soluble and they transport them out. Remember, kidneys waste water and then the bile. Because you think your gallbladder, if you have a gallbladder, the bile is also to help with fat, but it's also help with toxin removing. So why does this matter? Your liver also will store fat soluble vitamins so you can reuse them. And half of this time we don't even get enough of these. When they check labs of these people, most people are low in vitamin A, D, E, vitamin K, K2, and some of your B vitamins are all water soluble vitamins. So, as well as many minerals such as zinc, iron, magnesium, copper, everyone is so low on magnesium. I have tips for you to stay tuned, and I'll give you tips on increasing some of your magnesium in easy ways and not having an upset stomach. So, when it comes to your diet, because it's funny because a few years back, it was my brother. He was in his 30s then, I think 30s. We're both getting older, right? And he was diagnosed with fatty liver, and they did the scope, and he's not a huge drinker. All the stuff that this fatty liver is one progression in your liver that can get into liver disease and cirrhosis will eventually kill you. So if your liver does not function, eventually it will kill you. So the funny thing is that I couldn't even think of why he was having fatty liver. My mind, you think you're just eating actually too much fat. And there are some stupid studies that say such things, but really, I think it's actually the opposite. I think it's just a standard American diet, too much sugar and certain sugars and too much carbohydrates, because all those carbohydrates on your liver are hard on the liver to process. And let me break this down and explain this to you. So one particular, we all know white sugar is just like, it increases your inflammation, it has no nutrients for your body, and there are different forms when it comes to sugar, and white processed sugar, not so great. But actually worse than that is fructose. So fructose has to be broken down into something else and then be used in the body. If you just eat white sugar and you break it down really quickly to glucose, and then most of your cells in your body will take up glucose just fine. They can't do fructose though. And so that's your liver that has to process that. So if you were just to eat fruit, a diet of fruit, you better be careful. If that was, I mean, not all of them actually, all your fruit have high fructose, but you know what high fructose is? High fructose corn syrup. And with corn syrup and freaking everything that's processed. And then we eat way too much corn anyways, and it breaks down to fructose. So excess fructose consumption overwhelms the mitochondria cells in the liver. That's very important when you're thinking about weight loss and you're thinking about having a really good functioning liver. And if you're full of toxins and you're not detoxing well, which your body automatically does. Sorry, dogs in the background. But that's important. The standard American diet, when people are eating way too much corn syrup, and they're processed everything, that's a culprit for your liver. And it was my own health that when I actually embarked on doing some detoxing, and we did juices cleanse, and I did my coffee enemas, and you can see my episodes and hear my episodes on coffee enemas. That's all about your liver. And I can't tell you, I was so sensitive to certain things, and I still am in a sense, but I can tell you that by certain areas, I know that my liver is functioning better. And I know I'm processing some things better now because I worked really hard on making sure my liver is working better. I have tips for you. At the end of this, I'll talk to you about magnesium and tips for your liver because we don't talk about what it does. I'm also going to tell you when you get your blood work, the simple tests that they do in your chemistry. So most of the time, if you go get a checkup, they're going to do a complete blood count, or they're going to do a what's called a CMP or a chemistry, and they're going to look at all these your electrolytes and stuff too. That actually will check a couple different labs, your AST and your ALT, and if those are liver labs, if those are highly elevated, then you have more likely something going on with your liver. That's all we can say about that. So you understand if you look at your blood work, that's what that is. Again, if you are looking for a health coach that knows medicine, I'd love to chat with you and schedule time with you. I'm limited in my time, but I love doing one-on-one calls and Zoom calls where I can really set a program up for you that's going to be beneficial for you, for your health, especially all taken care of naturally. So anyways, back to liver, fructose. We got it. Fructose, bad. Fructose, bad. Sugar, bad. What was I? There's a couple other things I was going to think about saying. Oh, so also when you think of the toxins, all the different toxins, if you just start eliminating it and eating a healthier diet, my mom's like, I don't understand organic. I don't understand organic. Well, the herbicides and the pesticides, your body has to get rid of those chemicals, and they're very toxic to your body. Actually, there are some toxins your body can't even get rid of. So let's talk about the dirty dozen, the ones you really need to be having organic when it comes to fruits and vegetables. And actually, things are lower in fructose. So if you're diabetic, you should actually watch your fructose too. But strawberries is one of the dirty dozen. Apples, nectarines, peaches, celeries, because I eat celery a lot. So buying it organic, making your own clean. Grapes, cherries, spinach, tomatoes, sweet, peppers, cherry tomatoes, cucumbers, hot peppers, kale, and your colored greens. So ones that you can kind of get non-organic and shop, that your avocados, pineapples, cabbage, peas, asparagus, papayas, eggplant, honeydew, grapefruit, cantaloupe, cauliflower. So those are a little bit safer, not organic. So if you are looking to save some money, those are just some ideas. And let me see, I did have something in this book all about fructose. This is a obesity code. He talked about fructose in and how it is so dangerous. So fructose, they were telling it low on the glycemic index, but it's not, remember, it's not good for your liver because your liver has to break it down. And if you're doing low carb or keto, whatever, that's just more process on your liver. Okay. You're just bombarding it with extra stuff if you're eating a lot of fructose. So let me go back to this page. High fructose corn syrup was developed in the 1960s. I just thought you'd like to know about this. It was a process from cane sugar to beets. Well, it was cheaper, and so we've used it, and now it's in everything. Oh my gosh, it's in everything. And furthermore, fructose produces a mild rise in your insulin levels compared to glucose, and increased insulin levels increase numbers on the scale. Very simple tip there. And then excess fructose significantly puts pressure on your liver again, and other organs cannot handle it. So corn syrup, which is really bad because my mom makes this peanut brittle every single year that I told her she could package it and sell it. Every single person who's ever had her peanut brittle, they freak out and love it. So mom, if you're listening or you share this, we know that's like the only time of the year that we will eat it because it's got corn syrup. Like, can we find another way? It's so yummy that she makes. So don't have it so often. Cut down. Now, I want to keep this short, simple, sweet, to the point. There are some things that you can do for your liver. And one, what substances you're taking every single day. I have an episode coming out where I have a friend who was taking Tylenol PM every single night. Every single day taking Tylenol is just not a good idea. I don't care what physician. If a physician says that, I'm going to slap you. Just, stop it. Because you don't know if you take something else, it's just what's going to push that liver over the edge, and you're going to have fatty liver. And then I've seen 30-year-olds, I've seen 20-year-olds accidental overdose from medications, over-the-counter medications, or even some herbs that are harmful on your liver. So what are some supplements that are great for your liver, and some essential oils that are helpful for your liver? A tip from Ayurveda medicine: if you wake up in the morning, I like my warm tea, but you could have just some warm water, some lemon, a couple drops of lemon essential oil, and then just do like a tablespoon of your apple cider vinaigrette. If you can't do a tablespoon apple cider vinaigrette like me, maybe you start with a teaspoon. And then if you can sweeten it with stevia. And that is super hydrating and alkalining and great for the liver at first thing in the morning. Okay. First thing in the morning. There are the Zendocrine complex. This is one of the things when we started with oils, and we had a physician that was awesome and has been using oils and using doTERRAs for a long time. And she loved and told us we need to get on this Zendocrine complex and the Zendocrine essential oil. The Zendocrine complex is, I don't have my reading glasses on to read all the things in it, but it will be in the show notes. But it's milk thistle and things that are going to be beneficial to your liver, helpful for your liver and your kidneys. Great complex that you can take every day. You should do a cleanse and be taking these maybe if you don't take them every day, but do it once every couple of months, along with your Zendocrine oil. Zendocrine oil, you can take in orally, you can rub it on the liver itself. It's a blend. So some of the oils in here, if you just want to make a blend for yourself and put it in a roller and start rubbing it on your liver, absolutely go ahead. Tangerine essential oil. Tangerine is actually another one that you can just put a couple drops in water and it'll be beneficial to your body. So yummy, smells amazing, great for you. Rosemary, always rosemary. And I gotta give you guys a tip. My rosemary and thyme oils I love in the kitchen. Matter of fact, it's cold today as I'm recording this, and I love my rosemary and thyme because I know it's going expensive to buy it in a little package at the grocery store and then not reuse it. And I have my oils and they have a huge shelf life. And so I love my roasted vegetables. And if you're doing low carb, you can use more of your cauliflower, broccoli, zucchini, turnips, those things. If you're doing more paleo, you can add sweet potato and maybe the purple potatoes. Chop them all up. Add 1 drop of rosemary, 1 drop of thyme, and garlic, all to your, I like ghee or coconut, coconut oil, or it's solid, melt that first and then add these drops, 1 drop each. And if you're doing maybe 3 or 4 vegetables, chop those all up and then, stir it up in that. You can add a little salt and pepper depending on how you like it, and then roast it at 450. You don't roast very long, maybe like 15 minutes, and it's so darn yummy. I mean, I have made this for people and they're like, what in the world? The flavor is just fabulous. It's so good. So I digressed off of rosemary. because rosemary is just so good for you. So rosemary, geranium, another oil when we're talking hormones, is great also for the liver. You didn't think of it as being great for your liver. Juniper and cilantro. So if you love your Mexican food and you're getting all that cilantro in, hey, that's great. I love my cilantro essential oil. I have many tips of how I love to cook with it in the kitchen. And that's one way I incorporate it all the time into my diet. But there's another way. Get your endocrine out for your liver. And think about your liver, especially if you're someone who's been popping a lot of over-the-counter medications or sleep medications, Tylenol. Ibuprofen is actually more worse and naproxen on your kidneys than your liver. But those are some tips, and then there are many other medications that are pharmaceutical prescription that are can be toxic on your liver too. So check out me. I'll write a blog post on this if you like sometime to get more detail. All that will be in the show notes. Thanks for listening or watching. Go do something nice for your liver today. It will help in the scale, help you to understand your body, and share this and give it a review. Thank you so much.
Thanks for checking out this episode. If you got any tips and trips for your health with this episode and you want to support my cause, you can become a Patreon, or I will actually have some episodes that will be just for my Patreons. And you can see the link all in the show notes. You can reach out to me and be one of my private clients at holistictravelnurse@gmail.com. If you've never experienced these amazing essential oils and you would like to try them, you can, again, possibly get a free sample if you're in the U.S. If you're outside the U.S., we can chat. Even then, I hope that you keep pushing on with your health goals and that you share this episode. Thank you so much.